Facebook for our show, Pulse by healthjobhub. My name is Kirschnee Naidoo, founder of healthjobhub.com. I started Pulse to connect with all you amazing people, share incredible stories, and to be inspired. My mission is to unveil the pulse behind the pulse. Today, I have a very special guest joining us live on Pulse. It is my honor and privilege to welcome Kirschnee Naidoo all the way from Durban, South Africa to our show. Good afternoon, Kirschnee. Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Prashanti. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm very well. I'm sure I'll get a little bit more settled into our interview, but I truly feel so honored and privileged to be a special guest on Pulse by Health Job Hub today. So thank you so much for having me on your show.
It is indeed our pleasure. And please share with us, what's the weather like in Durban today?
Oh, Prashanti, it's actually a very overcast day. I don't know. Oh, well, maybe I'll show you at the end if you have time. I have a very beautiful view outside, and I don't know whether our viewers can see it, but it's a lovely, cool, calm day.
Awesome. Well, I wish you the very best for the rest of the afternoon. To all our viewers, Pulse by Health Job Hub is a live talk show. So if you have any questions, please ask. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Kirschnee Naidoo Company, Inc., attorneys at law. They have offices in Durban, Johannesburg, Dundee, and consult nationwide in South Africa. In response to COVID-19, Kirschnee Naidoo Company are offering free legal advice and drafting of wills to frontline healthcare workers and professionals who are fighting COVID-19 and saving lives. WhatsApp 083 777 4569 for more info. Kirschnee Naidoo is a Durban-born and raised clinical psychologist. She holds a master's degree in clinical psychology and is currently completing her PhD at UKZN. She has a wealth of experience in the field of employee wellness and had single-handedly established the Employee Wellness Assistance Program in the KZN Department of Health. She has worked both in public and private healthcare sectors. Her areas of focus include depression, anxiety, other mood-related disorders, as well as personality disorders, relationship, marital and family counseling, HIV/AIDS counseling, health psychology, and positive psychology. She is currently in private practice in Glenwood Medical Centre in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. Wow, your experience is extremely impressive, Kirschnee. Thank you for making the time to be on our show this morning.
Thank you, Prashanti.
It's actually morning here in Calgary and afternoon in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Please
share.
Good
morning to Canadians.
Yes. Please share your story about what inspired you to pursue a career in psychology and become a clinical psychologist.
Thank you, Prashanti. I grew up in a very close-knit family where the emphasis was on education as well as on spirituality. My parents are truly my role models, and they taught us that they can give us many things, but nobody can take away your education. They also introduced us to the teachings of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba, my universal guru. One of his foundational principles is to love all and serve all, which inspired me. Also, at a young age, I found that I love to socialize with people, and I'm generally considered to be a people's person. And many people found comfort in telling me their stories. So I felt that becoming a psychologist and helping people would allow me to pursue my passion and also serve humanity in my own right. But Prashanti, I must tell you that my story takes a twist. During and after matric, many people told me how hard it is to become a clinical psychologist. You have to study for so many years, and if you don't get into the master's program, then your degree amounts to very little. So, for me, the other option was to serve humanity and become a lawyer, just like my brother. However, during my first year of study, I realized that law didn't really interest me. So, I decided that maybe I should stay at home. My parents were really not happy, but they allowed me to take the time to find myself, which resulted in an unexpected gap year. But sitting at home and not finding work, together with the encouragement of my mum, especially, made me realize that I need to pursue my passion and fulfill my dream of becoming a clinical psychologist. So I then applied and got accepted into psychology and completed my master's in clinical psychology. And currently, as you said, I am in the final stages of completing my doctorate in psychology. Before I hand over to you, Prashanti, you'll see that I love to talk. At this point, I just want to tell our young viewers out there that they should not be dissuaded by what others think. They should follow their heart, be passionate about what they want to do, because the hard work and perseverance they would have to put into their studies becomes effortless. They must dream the impossible dream, as nothing is impossible or unachievable if you put your mind to it and believe in yourself. Thanks.
Wow, that is fascinating. Thank you for sharing that story. And I'm sure there's several viewers out there that's going to be really inspired and will be able to, take that time to think and do something that they really love at the end of it. So well done.
Thank you.
Please describe your patient profile and share with us who will benefit from your services.
Thank you, Prashanti. As you know, as you said in my bio, that I've been with the Department of Health for the past 18 years. So I only saw largely adults. My training included child development as well as I was trained in play therapy. But because of my past exposure, I decided that in practice, I would rather see adults and adolescents. However, I must tell you that I've seen a few children who are younger than 10. I didn't do play therapy with them, though these children were around 8 and above, and they were able to talk. They were able to express themselves, and therapy actually went very well because, in these times, school is so stressful and they really, have challenges coping with their schoolwork, etc.
Mm-hmm.
The mental health issues, as you pointed out in my opening, ranges from bullying to academic stress, fear of failure, parasuicides, depression due to work-related issues, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, substance abuse, personality disorders, relationship, marital, and family issues, including gender-based violence. I also see a fair amount of cancer patients in my practice as well. So many adolescents and couples, families, and young and old adults will benefit from the psychotherapeutic interventions that I have to offer. Thanks.
If any of our viewers are interested, how can they book an appointment with you?
Prashanti, if the viewers are interested, they can either WhatsApp me or they can call me on my practice number, which I don't know if you want me to tell you now, or I could give it to you at the end of the broadcast, and then you can just share it with the viewers.
Oh, no, absolutely. We would share that on the link. So if you want to send that information to me, we can send it on the link when we are sharing the video to this show.
Okay.
In creating Pulse, one of our goals is to have our finger on the pulse. South Africa, along with the rest of the world, has been hard hit with the outbreak of the global pandemic COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. However, I must commend your president, Cyril Ramaphosa, for his excellent leadership during this pandemic and keeping risk at bay. Please share your experience working during COVID-19.
Thank you, Prashanti. It has actually been quite challenging in private practice, considering that in South Africa, we're still in lockdown. So, in order to ensure the safety of my patients as well as myself and my family members, I had offered my patients virtual counseling sessions. But many seem to be resistant due to perhaps data costs, but maybe more especially because of the homes and the structure that they live in, where there's possibly privacy and confidentiality issues. And they chose rather to wait until this lockdown is over. However, I am deemed an essential healthcare worker.
Mhm.
So those patients who really needed to see me even whilst during this lockdown period, I'd agreed to offer them some form of counseling or, do my sessions with them. But I had made sure that they were not sick, they didn't have a cold, and that they were taking all the precautions, including following the screening protocols.
Mhm.
And I also asked them, like, in the hospitals, they asked a general screening. Did you come into contact with the COVID patient? Did you travel
Mhm.
the last month or so? So if they had any of those screening questions that they answered yes to, then I, was hesitant to actually see my patients. But thankfully, my patients were fine. They were taking all the precautions. And I also asked them, please, when you come to the sessions, just for your safety, because I'm at a medical center and myself, we both wear masks during the session. But Prashanti,
Mhm.
I must tell you, wearing a mask is not very comfortable for both me as well as for my patients. And,
Yes.
it's very difficult to talk, and especially for the therapist, one after one patient, it can become very hot, whilst talking with the mask on. But I guess we'll have to get used to this new kind of normalcy when having face to face sessions.
Well, I suppose, virtual healthcare is becoming a huge phenomenon now worldwide. Like literally overnight, psychology and psychiatry and mental health has just transitioned, to virtual healthcare with a flip of the switch. And I do understand the challenges in South Africa that probably patients face, not being able to access data, as you said, privacy concerns. They may not have the privacy to have a virtual healthcare consult. But where possible, I think it is definitely something to consider. So it's a comfortable environment for you and your patients. But yes, I do also understand your challenges that you did say with all those personal protective gear that you have to wear in face-to-face consults. I wish you the best with that, and I do hope that you can wear those gear to protect yourself and your patients. Please
Thank you,
share with
Prashant.
us your views about the impact of COVID-19 on mental health, and how would you recommend one to stimulate good mental health during this lockdown?
Well, as you know, that the coronavirus emerged at the end of 2019 and has been declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization in January 2020. The world is fighting a deadly war against a single minuscule invisible enemy. The coronavirus does not discriminate. Therefore, we all become targets of this deadly virus, from the ordinary worker to the frontline and essential workers, and even presidents and prime ministers. This COVID 19 has affected all spheres of our life, from an individual, from a family, from a work related, interpersonal, cultural, and even financial level. So, especially since there's no cure or vaccine at present. So, in these stressful and uncertain times, our psyche is no doubt in disarray. It is normal to worry, to feel overwhelmed, anxious, and even fearful. However, if we don't listen to our leadership. And Prasanthi, I just want to pause here because at this point, like you, I too, like the World Health Organization, want to congratulate our president, the Honorable Cyril Ramaphosa, and his National Council, led by Dr. Zweli Mkhize. And I had the privilege of actually working not directly, but indirectly with Dr. Zweli Mkhize when I was with the Department of Health, as well as Professor Abdul Karim for their swift, drastic action based on scientific guidance, resulting in strict measures of lockdown, whilst inspiring the confidence and hope in all South Africans in providing economic stimulus packages to kickstart the economy, also to ensure that we all have some form of relief from the economic hardships that we all are facing, including providing food packages for the many hungry and starving people in our country.
Mhm.
So going back to my present, to telling you about mental health. So if
Mhm.
we don't listen to our leadership, the
Mhm.
news bulletins, and start to use media, social media, to our empowerment,
Mhm.
learn about the virus as it unfolds, its transmission and prevention strategies, and soon realize that we're not all alone in this battle. We
Mhm.
could either develop maladaptive or adaptive coping during the lockdown period.
Mhm.
So, one could, in terms of maladaptive coping, one could become very negative in their thinking. And they have no boundaries, there's no routine, there's no structure during this lockdown period. And, many of us will only watch the news 24/7 to find out what's happening and what's going on. Therefore, they naturally start to feel helpless, hopeless,
Mhm.
frustrated. And, some people have become so paranoid that they're sanitizing everywhere. And, I'll share a story a little later on. Anyway, they become so paranoid and they have intense fear, resulting in one becoming so depressed. And when depression sets in, their sleep is affected. They start to dream dreams where they may be falling, or there's recurrent dreams. And these are often the manifestations of their fears. And they also have nightmares, as some would say. Then they don't want to eat, they have no appetite, or some people just comfort eat. And also, they can't think, they can't concentrate about what they need to do. And one may become also very angry and also start to abuse substances if they actually have it at home. Uh,
Mhm.
this anger can lead also to gender based violence, as the abuser becomes so angry and frustrated, even
Mhm.
whilst he or she is adapting to the coronavirus, and the changes that they have to make in their
Mhm.
lifestyle. It takes
Mhm.
away their sense of control. And the
Yeah.
abuser may want to gain some sort of control by using unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as abusing their partners physically as well as verbally. Also, Prashanti, you know that suicide is on the increase, and because there's so much of confinement, and people are feeling trapped or maybe even sometimes paralyzed. And
Mhm.
also, people are becoming very anxious. And when anxiety sets in, then their palms start to get sweaty. They
Mhm.
become palpitations, they have shortness of breath. And then, Prashanti, we're also seeing a lot of burnout. And we're going to see it in with our essential and frontline workers, but
Mhm.
also with those working from home. It's very difficult for them to balance their work life, even while working from home. And I
Yeah.
want to just tell us that we must be careful what we think about, because we often said, "Oh, how could we, wish our Mondays would be, I mean, the weekends would be extended, or can't we work from home?" Now the
Mhm.
universe is providing it, but yet people are looking at this so negatively, and they're not relaxing and trying to enjoy the environment that they have. And also, we've got people who become so stressed out and fearful during this time that they may experience post traumatic stress, as
Mhm.
sometimes, they've had past traumatic incidents.
Yeah.
And this created feelings of fear and hopelessness and anxiety. And they often felt that during this time of the coronavirus, these feelings could actually resurface, because they have that same similar sense of anxiety and hopelessness. So I just want to tell our viewers that you need to be careful how you think,
Mhm.
because how you think, that's the way you're going to feel, and that's the way you're going to act. So we need to look at becoming a bit more mindful. We
Mhm.
need to start realizing that that there's certain things we can't um, take control of, but we need to start taking control of our space. And we
Mhm.
need to start enjoying, this period, although it's very stressful, I agree, but we don't need to focus only on the coronavirus. We need to start taking time, for ourselves. We need to start spending quality time with our family instead of worrying. Worrying is a rocking chair. Prashanti, I'm moving but I'm not going anywhere. So that is what worry is.
Yes.
Our thoughts, we just get stuck in our thoughts and then we become paralyzed. We can't do anything. So rather, instead of worrying, then we'd rather spend time with our family, play games, have fun. Even the chores, I know we all are fussing that, oh, our maids aren't even here, and we all, or our helpers rather, they're not here with us, and we all have to do the housework, but we can share the chores, share it
Mhm.
even with the children. We need to start eating right. I know it's not easy to go out and buy food, but, try and eat some healthy meals. Junk food's okay as well, but more healthy meals. Also, we need to do exercise. We also need to create boundaries at home. We need to
Mhm.
start taking control of our environment. We
Yeah.
need to get into some routine. And some people, those people who like to meditate, those people who like to do yoga,
Mhm.
do more of that now. And please, I'm asking all my viewers, whether you're young or old, please take me time. You're never going to get this time again. Often we say we're so busy with our lives, and
Mhm.
we say we want you to do something. So now's the time. Factor it in. Prioritize, be a better time manager, and tell your family, tell the children, you know what, for the next half an hour, mommy's busy. So you go and watch TV. It's okay to let them watch TV or go and do something that they enjoy. And you take time to even just enjoy a cup of tea,
Mhm.
or do something that you like. And
Mhm.
those people who are actually working from home, I know it is challenging, but take sufficient breaks. Big Brother's not watching you all over the time. And I think your employers know that it is a very stressful time. I'm not saying don't do your job, but when you're sitting at the computer, we have the same complaints when we're in the office, that we're sitting one way, we're getting carpal tunnel syndrome, or our body is paining, our neck is paining. So who's stopping you now from getting up? Get up, go look outside the window, take a breath of fresh air, talk to your family, phone your family for 5 minutes. Or we've
Mhm.
got social media, use it and send a joke, or read a joke, take some stretch breaks. And also, we've got families who are living alone, and use the social media, not to, to contact, to get in contact with your loved ones, your friends, your families, and
Mhm.
do give support to those people who are actually staying at home working all alone, because this lone time, too much of lone time, can also become nerve-wracking. So
Mhm.
I just want our viewers, Prashanti, to know that we must be positive. The way we think, as I said, the way we feel, that's the way we're going to act. Create affirmations for yourself. We know that there's things are spiraled out of control. There is no vaccine in place. But on the other hand, they can be more positive. Start saying that we're blessed because so many people have lost their lives during this time. And,
Absolutely.
but the fact that we're here, we are breathing. So be blessed. Tell yourself that, I'm going to be happy and healthy and well. And also, you can say that this will pass. So stay at home. Don't get up and go just because, you're tired of sitting at home. Stay at home and, try and help to flatten this curve. Also, I want to tell our viewers that, after 7 or 8, there's no point in talking about this coronavirus. The same thing is happening. I mean, the same information is circulating all the time. So
Mhm.
we know it's a concern, but shift your thinking, because sleep is so important. And if we don't sleep well, then we're going to be angry and irritable and moody and taking it out even on the children. So rather,
Mhm.
watch TV, wind down, and talk about other things. Watch a comedy so that you'll be able to settle down and have a good night's sleep. Also,
Mhm.
Prashanti, I must point out that our viewers, we all have, many of us have children, and we also need to educate our children about the coronavirus. Let me
Mhm.
tell you, even our little ones are so intuitive. And, we need to not frighten them, just explain to them in simple language about what's going on, how to hand wash, or,
Mhm.
when you have to sneeze, why you can't go and play with your friends. Also, we can't really go hugging and kissing everybody. So teach the children, and even you too, teach yourselves how to hug yourselves. Just give yourself a big hug. That would be great. It makes you feel good, and it makes you feel that, yes, that, you feel a little bit warm and fuzzy, and it brought a smile to your face. So if all
Mhm.
fails, it's actually going to bring a smile to your face. So, we need to put a structure in place. As I said, encourage our children to learn, have time, but don't only be strict on going over your books. Have fun with them. This is a time that you're never going to get. So, Prashanti, yes, I see you on the button there. I would really like our viewers to just look. I'm not going to go through all these points, but I really, in talking about the adaptive and maladaptive coping, I want us to remember some do's and don'ts. But I just want to point out in all of this, please be calm. Accept that you can't control everything. Like I said, you need to follow government's restrictions and guidelines on how to help yourself, but smile, be happy, enjoy the time. This is a time you've got to get in touch with your spiritual side. And yes, like you rightly put, that, we can't change what's happening. So ask God, or even if you don't believe in God, just tell yourself that, just give us the courage to change the things that we've got control of. And that, we need to have the wisdom to know when we need to stop worrying and when it's time for us to just take a step back and breathe and enjoy what is happening. Find some enjoyment. And also do, like I told you, to do something that you like to do. We also need to be appreciative. I've already spoken about the positive thoughts. If you go on to my next slide on the do's and don'ts, where you need to get enough exercise, you need to be positive. But also, it's a nice time to journal. I encourage all you viewers to journal if you haven't started journaling what's happened since the lockdown, because you've done many things, and some of us are more creative in the kitchen. I'm really not that creative. I can cook, but not really the baker. But we're all trying now. We're having fun with our kids. The family is taking time, we're being creative. And I have to share that one of my relatives, she's staying alone. So instead of sitting and brooding about the coronavirus, she's decided that I want to show something for after this lockdown period is over. And she's actually started to paint a house, single-handedly, mind you. And we've actually almost finished painting our upstairs and downstairs. So, we can do so much. I know some people who are learning a language now, even with their children. So we need to take the time to appreciate all that we have. And, talking about appreciation, Prasanthi, I actually want to pause and to appreciate our healthcare workers, our frontline workers, because without them, there's no hope. These are our heroes. They're going to work every day. They're facing the front line. They are helping the sick become better. And it's taking a toll even on them, because losing people is not easy. But, we need to appreciate them. We need to send them good thoughts. When we're thinking about ourselves and thinking, oh my God, what are we going to do at home? Just think about those people who are putting their lives at stake, going to work every day. And, it was so heartwarming when you looked at the TV and you saw the global concert where the healthcare workers were singing and people were singing, looking at Italy, and they're clapping and they're singing and they're playing their anthems and cheering everybody on and giving a sense of hope. And I just want to share that, in our complex, I actually live in a flat, and our flat every day from 7 o'clock, at 7 o'clock, we get together, not together, but in our own homes. We play music. We play the national anthem. We play prayerful songs, or we play songs of hope. Some of us clap. Some of us ring the bell. Some of us even whistle. And it's so nice. It's just a sense of solidarity that there's hope, that, this is going to pass. So, don't judge. Don't become argumentative.
We actually have some viewers who are tuning in, and they're all sharing such wonderful positive feedback about the great advice you're giving us. We have a viewer called Chris Bassetti, and he's asking, thank you for the great show. How can the public handle the fake news around coronavirus?
Okay, well, tell Mr. Bassetti, thank you so much for that. And yes, that's part of my don'ts. So please don't spread fake news. We're all getting WhatsApp, and there's, Google. We've got Google, and you can go and Google whether it's actually fake news or not. So whatever information you're getting, sometimes people will also say that I'm the world's best forwarder as well. But before we forward, just read and, just verify our news. There's apps that we can actually verify whether the news is true or not. So just don't just press the button and forward everything, and don't, because that just adds to unnecessary gossip and fear as well.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you so much for sharing that. It's absolutely insightful. You had shared so much of great advice. Every bit of it is applicable to so many different people. I take on board the me time, the making time for the kids, and to enjoy this time as well. It is a daunting time, but we have to find the opportunity in every missed opportunity. So let's take that time to find that.
Mhm.
And thank you again for sharing that. You
Pleasure.
previously told me about some excellent relaxation techniques, especially
Mhm.
how simple and effective they are. And in light of what you just spoke about, all the anxiety and all the stress that might be circulating out there, can you share or demonstrate to our users how this relaxation techniques could work?
Thank you, Prashanti. I think as you've got the do's and don't, and the last point there on the do's is do take a deep breath. So, because sometimes we get angry or we get overwhelmed or frustrated. So, I'm going to tell you the relaxation techniques shortly, and I'm going to give instructions so that our viewers can also try and do it. So, that when they're stressed out, or feeling uncertain, they can just breathe and they can start to become calm and relaxed. But before
Yeah.
I get there, I just want, I pointed out that we're getting angry and we're getting frustrated. So,
Mhm.
if you're feeling angry and frustrated, like I said in the do's and don'ts, that you can journal your feelings. And because
Mhm.
you have a right to feel angry, but you need to start letting it go. Because, if you can't change it, so you go back to my serenity prayer. So, what are you really angry about? And if you can't really change what has happened, you can't go back in time, then you
Mhm.
need to ask God, or just to grant yourself to accept the things that you can't really change. Journal it down, write it down, say a strong affirmation that this is not what I want it to be. So I
Mhm.
set it, and just take that paper and burn it, let it go. If you don't let it go, then it's going to become a sore in your chest, and that's how you're going to get many other mental illnesses.
Mhm.
Also, if you are feeling, frustrated and you want to punch, don't punch your family, or take it out on others. Rather, if you have the luxury of a punching bag, then go and punch the punching bag and let go of that anger and stress. Or we all
Mhm.
have a pillow in our house, so use that pillow and go punch it. Or sometimes we want to scream because it becomes too much. So we can actually go into our room, tell our family you're not gone mad, and just scream in the pillow and let it out. We need to just let it out, or we
Yes.
can just stop. We can listen to music, or we can go for a walk outside and just breathe in the fresh air and say that, what, just let it go. It's not worth it. We need to calm ourselves down. So that is where the relaxation comes in. So
Mhm.
how do we actually calm ourselves? So we
Mhm.
can use relaxation for many aspects, whether we're angry, to calm
Mhm.
ourselves down, because we need to catch our breath. Because often when we say things when we're angry, we just go out of control and we say whatever's on the tip of our tongue, and then you regret it, but you can't really take it back.
Yes.
Or even if you can't sleep, we need to clear the mind, we need to become calm. So the relaxation is going to help you. So
Mhm.
I hope my viewers are going to sit in a very comfortable position. I don't know whether you can really do it, but you can try and do a little bit too.
Sure.
So I would like, first I'm going to give you all the instructions. You're going to clench your fists and you're going to slowly release it. Okay, can you see me? Right. You're going to clench your fist and slowly release it. Now, that's when you're sitting down. We're taking granted that we're sitting down. You can clench and release on your lap. Then, when you feel that anxiety, the helplessness, you're going to clench your fist and bring it up towards your chest. You feel that awkwardness, that tension, and then you're going to breathe out and let it go. Drop your hands to your lap. Then you're going to move to your face. You're going to raise your eyebrows and slowly drop it. Remember, all of this, your eyes are going to be closed, but we're just doing the instructions now. Then, you want to shut out many things. So close your eyes, bite your teeth, and then slowly just relax your facial muscles. Then, they say the whole world is on your shoulders. I want you to raise your shoulders and slowly just relax it. And it's so nice. It just, you feel the relaxation release in your neck and back. Then, lastly, with your feet, if you are lying down or sitting down, if you can, raise your feet slightly above the ground or just point your toes towards the ground and then just relax. Okay? All right. So, are you ready, Prashanti?
Yes,
Sure, the
absolutely.
viewers are ready. So please get into a very comfortable position. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to just focus on your breathing. The key words we're going to use is calm and relaxed. So I want you to start by taking a deep breath in and slowly breathing out and let go and let your mind become calm and relaxed. Take a breath once again. Take a deep breath in and slowly in your mind breathe out and tell yourself that you're becoming calm and relaxed. Now, gently breathing in and out, I want you to move your attention to your hands. I want you to clench your fists as tight as possible. Feel the tension, feel the frustration, and now slowly breathe out. Open your hands and let that nice, relaxed feeling come through your hands. Once again, clench your fists, feel the tension, feel the anxiety, and now slowly breathe out. Now, I want you to clench your fists and bring it up towards your chest. Feel the tension, feel the anxiety, and now slowly breathe out and tell yourself that you're safe, calm, and relaxed. Once again, bring it up towards your chest. Feel the tension, feel the anxiety, and now slowly breathe out. Let go and let your upper body become calm and relaxed. Now let's shift our attention to our face. I want us to raise our eyebrows, feel the tension in our forehead, and slowly just relax. Then I want you to close. Your eyes are closed. Close it tighter. Bite your teeth. Feel the tension in your face. And then slowly just relax your facial muscles. Now, I want you to take a deep breath in. Breathe in all the stress, all the trauma. And now slowly breathe out. Let go and let your body become calm and relaxed. Now, let's move our attention to our shoulders. I want you to raise your shoulders. Feel the tension in your neck, in your back. And now slowly breathe out. Let go and let your upper body become calm and relaxed. Once more, with everything around us, raise our shoulders. Feel the tension. The whole world is on our shoulders. Now slowly breathe out. Relax your shoulders and let your upper body become calm and relaxed. Then I want you lastly to move your attention to your lower body. And I want you to either try and stretch your legs out, raise your legs slightly above the ground, point your toes towards the ground, and slowly breathe out. Drop your legs and let your lower body become calm and relaxed. For the very last time, raise your feet, point your toes towards the ground, feel the tension in your lower body. And now slowly breathe out. Let go and let your lower body become calm and relaxed. Now I want you to just keep your eyes closed and just focus on your breathing just for a few seconds and just enjoy this new space that you've created. Here, you're getting a little bit more peaceful with yourself. You're feeling a little bit more safer and you are one with yourself. So I want you to just focus on the words calm and relaxed in your mouth, in your mind, and gently breathe in and out. When I count backwards from three, you may open your eyes whenever you wish. Three, two, one. So I hope the viewers, those of our viewers who have actually done it with me, I hope they're feeling a little bit less stressed. And if you continue practicing this when you're not stressed, then you don't have to do all my exercise just by taking deep breaths in and out. Just tell yourself in your mind, calm down, relax. You got this. You can do this. And it'll make you calmer. Then you can make informed decisions as you go further.
Oh, that is wonderful. I feel highly relaxed now. I think I can go and take a rest for the rest of the day and enjoy this newfound space you've helped me create. But before I do that, we have a question from a viewer, Anlisa S. Chetty. What advice do you have for parents to guide children about the pandemic and the lockdown?
Thank you, Annalisa Chetty. Um, To the parents, it's important for us to sit to try and explain to our children. Of course, the little, very little ones. If you are calm, if you are not really anxious, then the little ones won't pick up on the negative body signs that you have, and they wouldn't become so crabby, and they wouldn't start to cry and become irritable. So our children pick up on how we feeling. So it's important to the parents to just take a step back, to become calm, to realize that we can't control over everything that's going on, but we can control our own spaces. So they need to sit down with the children if they're an understanding age. They can show them stories, or they can even make a puppet. We're sitting at home, we got time now, so we can even make a puppet and we can tell the children in a very simple story form about what is happening around us. If somebody's sick, this is how we need to cough, and this is how we need to sneeze, and that we can't really play with our friends right now, and because there's this virus that is out there, but well, where we can't, where we mustn't get them too excited, but just to explain to them in little story form about what's happening, that certain, that is why we can't go out. Because if we don't explain to our children and educate them about what is happening, then what we're going to find is that our children become very restless. Some of them start to bedwet. Some of them become very clingy towards you. Some of them will tell you they got a headache, or they'll tell you that they got a tummy ache. So they're going to show you, or they'll start throwing temper tantrums. So the best advice to the parents is to be calm, to give your children a lot of love and a lot of support, and spend time with them, so that they too won't even miss their friends, because they're so excited that mommy and daddy, or whichever parent is around, so that they feel comfortable and know that, don't worry, this is going to pass. Don't worry, you're going to go to school at some point, because some kiddies want to go to school, they're missing their friends. So tell them, don't worry, it's okay, you're going to see your friends soon. So just give your children reassurance.
No, thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in and for, giving us your thoughts, feedbacks, and questions. We really appreciate that. Thank you. This was a wonderful session. Thank you so much, Kirschnee, for making the time available and to also give us a relaxation session in the midst of everything. Any last words you'd like to leave us with?
Yes, thank you, Prashanti. This lockdown, I have to share before I give you my tips that, it's important for us to talk and communicate. And I was chatting to my dad, and he actually pointed out something very, profound, that this lockdown is a lesson, not only for us, but the world, as our first democratic president, the late Honorable Nelson Mandela, was locked down for 27 years in isolation in Robben Island, and he used his coping skills. He kept his sanity by, keeping his mind occupied and having hope for the future, and he arose the victor when he was released, not only for himself, but for the country as a whole. So, my dear viewers, you too will be victors after the short lockdown period, in the hope that you would have taken some time to introspect, some time to reflect, and make positive changes in your lifestyle going forward. And this lockdown, as much as it is stressful for some, but there's a lot of clips where they've shown us that the skies are cleaner, the rivers are cleaner. Venice, it's a pleasure now to go and take a boat, but obviously we can't really travel. So the nature has really is starting to heal. So I just want to tell our viewers that we all need to be very mindful going forward. We need to take care of what we have, including our nature, and we need to try and show appreciation and to look after what we have, including our environment. So I just want to end by telling our viewers that we need to remember that our attitude is gratitude. That we need to be grateful for what we have. The cup is always not half empty, it is half full. So it's the way we think. Don't worry, be happy. It's a pity that Robin Williams has passed on, but his song lives on and it puts a smile on our face. So remember that and just be happy because, as I said, worry is a rocking chair. It's getting you nowhere. You're really going nowhere slowly. So you rather look at what can you do to help yourself, and stay at home. Safety first. And as we spoke about and paid tribute to our healthcare workers, we can help our country. We can help even them if we stay at home. So stay at home. Take time to reflect. Do something that you love. You're probably never going to get this time again. Connect with your spiritual side and smile. Smile. When you smile, the world smiles with you. And if you really do need help, then it's fine. Help is out there. We are all here to help each other, and you can contact your healthcare professional and get help. So, last but not least, I just want to tell you that the way we think, I just want to sum up that, is the way we feel, and that's the way we're going to act. So, at a time like this, when there seems to be no hope, there is always hope because we're still living. So, we need to thank God and we need to ask God to give us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I thank you, and I hope that what I've shared will make a small difference in our viewers' lives. Thank you, Prashanti.
Oh, no, thank you so much. Wonderful advice. We've got some wonderful feedback from our viewers as well. Everybody have said that it's an awesome show, great advice. So I think you've really hit the nail on the head. And mental health is a huge, concern, especially now during the pandemic. And you've really been able to give us some coping mechanisms, some useful tips, even a prayer, the serenity prayer to say. So you've shared some excellent, excellent information. Thank you so much again, Kirschnee, for doing this for our viewers today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This brings us to a close of our Facebook Live show, Pulse by Health Job Hub. I do and hope that you enjoyed the show as much as I did. Please join me next week, same time on Facebook Live to be inspired. And don't forget, if you enjoyed the show, please smash the like button and share with your network. God bless everybody. Stay home and be safe.
Thank you. God bless.